Hey guys, it's Kels back at it again with another Friday night kickback. I promised you guys that each and every Friday night I would go live and show my face. So here I go, back at it again as promised. It's about 7:19, so we are 19 minutes late tonight, but I know y'all forgive me because we are on to week 26. So regardless if we're a little bit late, we're still having our Friday night kickbacks 26 weeks strong, consistent. It's the consistency for me. Y'all see the topic in the subject line of the video, what y'all voted for, but we're still going to do the topic rundown, let you know the thoughts behind today's options. And then we'll get into the kickback and decompressing from the week and all the code switching that we have to do at these people's jobs every week. But we're in here reconnecting with the collective, learning from the collective wisdom of the It's Kels community onto the summer solstice. And yeah, we're going to make it do what it do as promised. Cheers. Clink, 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 clink. So you guys know the deal. Come on in, come on in, come on in. Let me know where you are watching from and what you are sipping on. And if you're a part of the replay gang, drop this emoji in the chat, drop this emoji in the comments, and let me know your thoughts. Absolutely chime in on tonight's topic as well, because the replay gang is strong. And yeah, you know, I respond to each and every one if you're catching us live or if you're catching us on the replay. Yeah. So first things first, second things second, let me make sure y'all can see me, y'all can hear me. So let me make sure, oh yeah, it's coming in, and let me just make sure, yes, I can see it. All right, so we're coming in and we're coming in strong. So I was actually out, like on the road a little bit earlier, so I had to like run home and freshen up a little bit and get ready to go live, because you know, you guys know you are a top priority, number one priority right here on our Friday night kickback. So yeah, we gonna make it do what it do as usual. So I am sipping on just some little H2O, keeping the throat chakra lubricated. Nothing too heavy tonight, you know what I mean? Just a little ice water for the doll. So let's do our cheers. So this week has been, today we broke some news about, you know, some political and Roe v. Wade news tonight that a lot of people are not too fond of and not too happy about. But you know what? We're going to let it roll off. We're going to let it roll off our back tonight. We're going to do our regular topic and we're not going to go off into a rant and a rave about that. Because at this point, it's inconsequential, right? So we are going to do our cheers to happiness regardless. We're going to do our cheers to joy regardless. We're going to do our cheers to it's summer regardless. You know what I mean? We still going to make it. We still going to have a good summer regardless. And also, another thing that I want to cheers to tonight is doubt. Removing all doubt, letting the doubt go away. Doubt that, you know, whatever doubt that you might have in your spirit, let's let that go. I want to focus on us releasing that today in our cheers. So that's what our cheers is going to be about tonight. Yes? Clink, 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 clink. Yes. Franklin's in the building asking us, hey, what is our topic for today? So Franklin, you can see by the subject line, it's a little bit about the hidden messages in Beyonce's Break My Soul. So I'm going to do a little bit of a lyric breakdown. But before we get into the main body of the conversation tonight, I'm going to let you guys know what the other options were. And I'm going to let you know a little bit of the thinking around the options for tonight. And then we're going to get into the thick of the thick. So Franklin, thank you so much for being here, boo. I appreciate you showing up and showing out. All right, so first things first, let's look at Instagram, and I'm gonna tell you their topics. Ooh, Lord, they're already protesting. So let me tell you what the rundown was for tonight, and we'll go from there. Okay. So, all right, so 4 options. You guys know if you ever want to vote on these Friday night kickbacks, you can check my Instagram stories or you can check the community tab here on YouTube. I drop 4 topic options every Friday Eve. Friday Eve is Thursday. And then you get to vote. And then we talk about what you guys' top selection is. Now, if it's ever like not agreement on Instagram and YouTube, I'll be the deciding person to pick the topics. But this week, on both Instagram and YouTube, you guys voted for the number one, and it was the same thing. So hence the title of tonight's live, and hence what we're going to be talking about tonight. Yeah. So, all right. So the four options were, the first option was hidden messages in Beyonce's "Break My Soul." So we're going to get into that a little bit later tonight, because that was your number one. On Instagram, you guys voted for that 50%. The reason why I wanted to talk about that, because that was a big song that just came out. It dropped on the summer solstice. We'll get into the significance of that, and then we'll do a little lyric rundown, because Queen B, we gonna keep it a little light tonight, and we just gonna go through that song and just look at some of the lyrics and decipher, decode some of the hidden messages that she was saying in her lyrics for her newest hit off of her upcoming album Renaissance. You feel me? So y'all did vote for that as number one on your Instagram, right? Number two was how to use triggers to your advantage. So you guys know sometimes people be triggering you. People be triggering you, situations be triggering you, all kind of things can trigger you. But how do you use those triggers to like your advantage? How do you use it to benefit you, as opposed to making it hurt you or slow you down or throw a wrench in your flow? And so you guys voted for that at 20% on Instagram tonight, right? And so last week, the reason why that came about was because last week I felt like there were so many triggers that was trying to like stop my hustle, stop my flow. And even this week, we are seeing some things politically. We're seeing gas prices. We're seeing Supreme Court voting certain ways. We're seeing mass shootings. There's so many triggers happening right now. And I felt like, you know what? Maybe we should talk about how to use these triggers to our advantage as opposed to our detriment. But y'all only voted for that for 20%. So maybe next week we'll get into something like that. The number three option was how to make decisions with your heart and not instead of your head. So I feel like this week I was getting a lot of information about people being confused, people being frustrated with their lives, not really understanding why things weren't going the way that they really wanted things to go in their lives. And so I felt like it was a little bit necessary for us, the collective, learning from the collective wisdom of the Iskels community around these parts. But I felt like it was a little bit necessary for us to talk about what it's like when you make decisions about your life or about any situation when you are leading from your heart, as opposed to what it's like to make decisions when you are leading solely from your head. Because you may not have known this, but there is a big difference in how you feel and the outcome when you make decisions from your heart versus when you make decisions from your head. And there is even a slight difference when you have coherence, or when your heart and your mind are aligned and you make decisions from that aligned space, when both of those things are speaking the same language. So y'all may not have known that, but I've definitely been doing some studying up on that. And so I wanted to put that as an option, but y'all only picked that at 10% on Instagram. Y'all only picked that at 10% on Instagram. So y'all really wasn't feeling that one. Okay. And then the fourth option for tonight's Friday night kickback topic rundown is desires delayed. Are your desires delayed? Is it time to move on? So basically what I was getting at there was that when you find that what you want is not coming in, what's really the problem? Is it time to move on? Like what's going on? Why is what you want not coming in? So that you guys voted for on Instagram at 10%. So by far, your number one on Instagram this week was the hidden meaning in Beyonce's "Break My Soul" topic rundown. I feel like y'all wanted to keep it a little light this week. And because we're just getting into the thick of the thick, we just getting into the thick of the summer, I think it's okay to keep it a little bit light. What y'all say? What you saying? I see Boom Hold in the building. Hey, Kels girl. Hey, boo. Hey. Thanks for being here. What you sipping on? Clink, 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 clink. Cheers. It's the H2O for the doll, lubricating the throat chakra, using our voice around these parts. So we got to keep that throat chakra lubricated. You see what I'm saying? All right. So hopping over to, let me know, Franklin, what you sipping on, boo? Boom, what you sipping on, boo? Y'all gotta let me know. You know, around these parts, we chime in the comments. Let me know where you're watching from and what you are sipping on. Yeah. And then let's hop on over to YouTube, where the other set of our viewers voted, and we'll look at what you guys voted for over there. Yeah. And this is on the community tab on YouTube. Okay. So by far, 60% wanted us to talk about tonight hidden messages in Beyonce's Break My Soul lyrics. You feel me? So that came in at 60% here on YouTube. And then 0% for how to use your triggers to your advantage. Y'all didn't want to talk about triggers tonight. Y'all wanted to keep it light, as I said. And then how to make decisions with your heart instead of your head. That came in at 20% tonight on YouTube. And at another 20%, desires delayed. How to know when it's time to move on. How to know? How do you know if your desires are delayed? Yeah. So yeah, by far on both platforms, on both Instagram and YouTube tonight, y'all wanted to talk about Beyonce's lyric. Y'all wanted to keep it light. And you know, when Queen Bee starts dropping music, the girls are paying attention. You know what I mean? So I thought that was interesting. I didn't know, like, y'all may or may not know this, but I'm definitely a part of the Beehive. Y'all know I love Beyonce. I love me some Beyonce. I've loved Beyonce from Destiny's Child days. And I just think year by year, she's matured so nicely and always just brings very timely music. But I didn't really expect y'all to vote for, I put that as a topic option this week, but I didn't really expect y'all to vote for it like that. But I'm glad that y'all did, because they are definitely some hidden messages in the lyrics of her newest song. And we're going to get into it tonight. And see what Miss Carter Knowles has for the dolls, has for the girls, has for everyone for this summer. Yeah. So, cheers. Clink, clink, clink. So a little background before we get into the Beyonce thing. This, just in case you haven't been paying attention, or you're not really a music buff, or you're trying to figure out what's going on, Beyonce dropped a new single for the summer, okay? And it's called Break My Soul. And it is a track, it's the first single off of her 7th solo album. Miss Carter Knows is on to album 7, okay? And the album is going to be entitled Renaissance. And so this is the vibe for her album. Break My Soul is different. It's a departure from what Beyonce has done in the past. You know, Miss Bay, you know, is always onto the pop R&B. Sometimes she dabbled in a little bit of hip hop just because of that Jay-Z influence. But this song is bringing us back to 90s house music. And you know, house music is full of those synthesizers, it's full of those heavy beats, it's full of those booming, like 808 sounds and things like that. Belting, singing voices over these synthesizers, and these tunes that really want you to get up and dance and live your life and shake your bones and move your body. So that's the essence and the vibe of Break My Soul. It's house music. So just a little background on house music. House music was founded in the 80s and 90s in Chicago by Black hip hop, R&B, rap DJs playing around with synthesizers and funk music and soul music and hip hop and rap, and created this genre of house music. So this is coming from DJs out of Chicago, Illinois, originally, Black DJs. So I know house music to a lot of people feels like, oh, house music is that like, okay, Beyonce, house music. But please believe, house music was originated in the Black kitchens. And when I say kitchens, I mean cooking it up, you know what I mean, in Chicago, Illinois, in the 80s and 90s. I definitely know about house music from spending my summers in Detroit. And you know, Detroit is only about 4 hours northeast of Chicago. That's where I'm originally from, you know, born, not raised, but born. And in the summers when we would spend it with our grandparents, our teenage cousins used to come from New York, come from wherever, and we used to kick it in my grandma's house in Detroit. And house music was so incredibly vibrant and a part of our childhood. I didn't even know that. I didn't even know that until I saw a like I saw a creator, an influencer who was like a music buff. She always brings back the old school musics. She brought it back and she was running down a list of 9 traditional house songs, and I knew every single one. I was like, damn, I didn't even know I was a house head like that. Like, I didn't even know house music played such a huge role in my life. Like, music in general is huge to me. Huge to me. Huge influence in my life. But when Beyonce dropped this house track, when Chris Brown tried to upstage Beyonce, I don't know what made Drake, Chris Brown too, whatever, Drake. I don't know what Drake thought he was doing, trying to upstage Miss Carter Knowles or Knowles Carter. I don't know. But he dropped a house album too, trying to drop it real quick before Beyonce's album. I don't know what he was thinking. I don't know who told him to try to upstage Beyonce. Please. I don't know what the Chris Brown album is sounding like. I'm not a huge fan of Chris Brown, unfortunately. But Drake dropped a house album too. But so when I heard Beyonce's tune, I was like, yo, this is bringing me back to the 90s. Quiet as it's kept, I kind of thought Beyonce was going to drop an Amapiano sounding album. And y'all know Amapiano. I've been talking about Amapiano from the beginning of the year. It's Afro house based out of South Africa. And it has that same synthesizers and those sounds made in a lab, made on in a DJ's lab, but it also has these kind of ancestral beats in it that feels like it's summoning the ancestors. It feels like it's awakening your like soul. Amapiano is. So I was like, dang, I feel like Beyonce gonna drop some Amapiano tunes because her last album, Black is King, had a lot of Afro beats in it and a lot of artists from Africa. And so I thought, oh, she gonna freshen it up and she gonna drop some Amapiano. So instead of dropping the Afro house, she dropped the American house version. So I feel like I was on point with what Beyonce was gonna drop, what Miss Bay was gonna drop this year, right? Right. Let me see. Yeah. I see Franklin Slaughter in the building. He's drinking on some lemonade iced tea through this Texas heat. I see Katie in the building, dropping the beehive in the building. Yes. Franklin in the building, drinking on some lemonade iced tea. Yes. All right. So it's house music, Break My Soul, and it's from her upcoming 7-studio solo album, Renaissance. And the people in the news are saying that it's an anthem for burnout and post-pandemic burnout. But I think it's a little bit more than that. Beyonce always has layers to her songs and to her music. And I think on the surface level, people are like, oh my God, Beyonce said we should quit our jobs. Like, what does she mean? She's a multi-billionaire. Like, what does she mean? It's more than that. It's more than that. And if you're taking it on the surface level, the message wasn't for you. And that's what I need people to understand. When you see something and you take it as silly or stupid, it's probably not resonating with you on the right. It's not hitting you on the right level. You're not ready. So please believe anything Beyonce do is not no surface level BS. So if you're taking it as surface level, it's going over your head, boo. That's first and foremost. Let's get that out the way right at the top. If you think anything Beyonce do is just surface level, willy-nilly, all just doing it, well, I guess I'll do this, it's going over your head. It's above your pay grade. It's above your pay grade. You missed it. Okay? So that's the first thing I want to say, right? What else do we need to know about Break My Soul before we get into the lyrical breakdown? Let's see. Another thing I want y'all to notice is that Beyonce dropped Break My Soul on the summer solstice. What is the summer solstice? Why would Beyonce drop her album on the summer solstice? Summer solstice is Tuesday, June 21st. I believe she dropped it on that day, but she may have dropped it a day before or a day after. But in either event, it's right in the vicinity of the summer solstice. What's the significance of that? What's the significance of the summer solstice? Y'all know the significance? It says during the solstice, the sun is at the highest point over the Tropic of Cancer, the most receptive sign of the zodiac, the most feminine sign of the zodiac, the most divine, feminine, fertile, abundant, empress, moon governed sign of the zodiac. So during the solstice, the sun is at the highest point over the Tropic of Cancer, and there are the most hours of daylight and least hours of darkness of any day in the year. Solstices happen every June and December, occurring at the same time around the world, marking the year's longest, summer solstice, and shortest, winter solstice, days of the year. So Beyonce decided to drop Break My Soul on the summer solstice, the longest, most light daylight day of the year. That is not a coincidence, people. That is not a coincidence. So what message is she ushering in with dropping it on the summer solstice? The day with the most light, the day that we celebrate the most light, the day when the sun is closest to us in this hemisphere, when the sun is closest to us in this hemisphere, right? So I feel like there's something to be said about that. And I particularly think it's interesting because of the Tropic of Cancer relation, because I find that Beyonce is very tuned into the divine feminine. Even in one of her videos where she was cosplaying as Oshun, that video when it was like, hold up, they don't love me like I love you. And she was like walking around in this beautiful yellow gown, and she bust open the door and water gushed from behind her. And then she was embodying Oshun. Oshun is a Yoruba or a Nigerian personification of a goddess that people in spirituality can tap in and tune to, and they can be there like they can embody the energy of this goddess Oshun. So I feel like Beyonce always tries to embody Oshun, just seeing 2222 on the clock, 2222. And I feel like Solange always tries to embody Yemaya. I believe I'm pronouncing that right. And that is the Empress of the Water. She's usually in blue. And I believe she's an Afro-Brazilian type personification of a spiritual entity. I'd have to look it up. Let me look up. Let me give you the right thing, because I don't want nobody. Oshun. I don't want nobody to kill me with the right thing. Okay, Orisha, a goddess. Okay, so Oshun, who Beyonce has a tendency to try to embody in her work, is commonly called the river Orisha. Orisha is the right word, or goddess, and in the Yoruba religion, and is typically associated with water, purity, fertility, love, and sensuality, divine feminine. She is considered one of the most powerful of all Orishas or goddesses, and like other gods, she possesses human attributes such as vanity, jealousy, and spite. So I feel like in that video before, we were seeing Beyonce personify spite as Oshun, right? As this says here. Let's look at. Okay, so I say all of that to say, Beyonce there is always a method to her madness. It's never just a random, she dropped the song or she dropped the album on any random day. There's always a method to her madness. So she dropped it on the summer solstice, right? That's the first thing. Yeah. So people are saying that, Beyonce's, what the news and stuff is saying is like she's just saying that everyone's tired. Everybody is like worn out from all the post-pandemic stuff. But let's look at the lyrics, right? Let's look at the actual lyrics of Break My Soul, and let's see if we can uncover something a little bit deeper about what she's saying there. Also, let's look. I'm pulling it up right now. Shall we play a little bit of the song just so we can hear it? Let's play a little bit of it. Let's play a little bit of it just so we could hear what we talking about. We only play like 10 seconds of Break My Soul so y'all can get the vibe and the essence of the house music that she's evoking in it, yeah? Oh, you can hear, first of all, the first voice that you hear on the track when it comes in is Big Freedia. Big Freedia is a figure out of New Orleans that is a huge figure in the LGBTQIA community. And she is an artist. And Big Freedia is a trans woman, but is a persona that is huge and magnanimous, and people don't even even aren't concerned with her. What kind of transitions she's done in her life. She is just a huge musical artist out of New Orleans. So first and foremost, to have Big Freedia on the track really tells you that again, Beyonce is looking at that divine femininity from all angles on the song. The second thing you notice about the song is it's the thumping beats. It's the thumping beats. It's the getting your blood pumping. It's the getting back out there. It's the jumping back on your feet. It's the breathing life into. It's the kicking off of the summer. This was also dropped during Pride Month. You know what I mean? With Big Freedia on the track. You know what I mean? So you can imagine that this is gonna be bouncing off of all kinds of speakers throughout the summer. You know what I mean? So this is really the kickoff of the summer for us with Beyonce. The first parts of the lyrics are "You won't break my soul." So let's pull the lyrics again. I had to pull it again. Hold on one second. Here we go. So she starts off, "You won't break my soul." So you start off with the thumping beats. You start off with Big Freedia in the building, and then you go into "You won't break my soul. You won't break my soul. You won't break my soul." I'm telling everybody, everybody, everybody. She reinforces that everybody, everybody. It's like a call. It's like a rallying call, right? So when somebody's repeating these kind of things, it's kind of like reinforcing that everybody who is under the sound of my voice, I am speaking directly to you. I'm speaking directly to your heart. I'm talking to everybody. I'm telling everybody, do not, you won't break my soul. And I feel like in the delivery of that, it's not telling the person that's listening, you won't break my soul. It's inviting everybody. It's inviting everybody to embody that. Like, you won't break my soul. Like, I am still here. I am still my heart, where my soul resides, is still thriving, and is still passionate, and it's reminding us of that, I feel like. Okay. Then she goes into the main body of the track. "Now I just fell in love. I just quit my job. I'm gonna find new drive. Damn, they work me so hard." Right. And so to me, she's just making a relationship between falling in love, using your heart, and quitting your job. What is that relation? What is that relationship? I found that really interesting. Why she started off the song right into "I just fell in love and I just quit my job." You know what I mean? And so it's almost like your heart was healed, and now a lot of people are a little bit unhappy with their jobs, a little bit unhappy with their careers. And so it's like your heart, you fell in love, you healed your heart, and then you let go of the thing that was not true to you. It was not fulfilling your heart. You know what I mean? So it's a little bit about following your heart right at the beginning of the track and releasing what no longer serves you, releasing what no longer makes your heart feel full and makes your heart beat and thump and makes your soul feel alive. You know what I mean? And so a lot of people were and then why I think that is that the next line she goes into is, I'm gonna find new drive. Damn, they work me so hard. So it's not that you've lost your drive. It's just that you don't necessarily have the drive for that. You know what I mean? And I think a lot of people were immediately like, oh my God, Beyonce's telling us to quit our job. How are we going to pay for these gas prices? If you are, you have to be ready for some of these messages. If you can't quit your job because you can't pay for gas, then this song that she wasn't talking to you. She's talking to the people that have been ready, that have been planning, that have been setting up their escape. The reason why Beyonce is an artist of our times is because she can always tap into the collective unconscious. And so if you're looking at this and saying, I'm not ready to quit my job, just know that when you see Beyonce talking like this, a lot of people are. A lot of people are prepared, and she's tapping into that collective unspoken unconscious. You know what I mean? Right now, everyone's talking about the great resignation. Why do you think that is? You know what I mean? She's not just willy-nilly trying to tell people to be broke and starving and quit their job. There is some dissatisfaction. There's some disconnect between what people are feeling in their hearts and what they're doing for their livelihood or being forced to do. You know what I mean? And so she's kind of just tapping into that, and saying, I'm going to find new drive. Damn, they work me so hard. You know what I mean? So it's not necessarily a message about laziness. It's just about finding something that doesn't break your soul and that makes you feel alive, that makes you feel that you feel enthusiastic about. That's what I'm seeing right here in the first thing. Next line, she says, work by 9, then off past 5, and they work my nerves, and that's why I cannot sleep at night. She's talking about insomnia. How many of y'all have insomnia? How many people you know suffer from insomnia, or they're on the phone doom scrolling all night? Should be in your bed, and at 1 a.m. you doom scrolling TikTok. Insomnia, stressed out, anxiety, depressed, don't want to do them people job, not aligned in your heart, soul crumbling, no drive. Right out the gate, Beyonce speaking the language of what a lot of us are experiencing. You know what I mean? A lot of us are experiencing. And so if you're really honest with yourself, if you really look at it and you think, if you realize like, damn, she not lying. Where's the lie? Where's the lie? You know. Me here in the building. What's up? Hi. Okay. So then that's her first part of her first stanza in her song here. Then she goes to motivation, right? I'm looking for a new foundation. Yeah, looking for a new foundation. And I'm on that new vibration. I'm building my own foundation. Yeah, right? What is she talking about this? I'm looking for a new foundation. I'm on that new vibration. I'm building my own foundation. Seeing 333 on the clock. What she's talking about there is that there's a lot of things happening right now where people are looking to make their livelihood and transition their lives into something a little bit differently than what the baby boomers have set up for us, right? And so along with that new way of making a living that a lot of people are trying to figure out, what happens with that is that when you're trying to step into something new, you cannot just cut and forego the old. You can do that, but that's not always the easiest way to do it, because the old system was designed in a well-oiled machine. And so it is a little bit hard to just step off of the conveyor belt there. If you're wanting to make a change, if you're wanting to set up that new foundation, if you're looking for that new vibration, a lot of times what it requires is for you to create a new system that you can step into. Now, mind you, you don't have to create this huge elaborate thing or know exactly what you're going to do from nuts to bolts. But in order to solidify that move, that new thing that you're trying to step into, it requires you to think about what the new foundation might look like, and it requires you to design it. It requires you to design it and envision it and imagine it, and make a decision about what it should look like. And it doesn't have to be forever. It can just be for a short window of time, just so you have something to step onto when you're stepping out of the old and into the new. She's looking for that new foundation. She's on a new vibration. When you're on a new vibration, that means the old no longer serves you. The old vibration is stagnant. It's old. You have to let it go. You have to cut it loose. You have to leave it behind, and you have to step out onto a new foundation, a new vibration, to get onto the new thing. So that's what she's talking about there. She says, then she turns it and she says, instead of saying, I'm looking for a new foundation, she goes into, I'm building my own foundation. It's a turning of the tides. The old heads who were once responsible for building the foundation, for building the world in which we lived, their time is up. They're going the way of the dinosaur, extinct. And so now we're the new adults. Y'all seen those memes where it's like, oh, are we the new adults? Who gonna run the cookout then? Who gonna cook the, who's on the grill? Oh, we suck as the new adults. I don't know if you've ever seen that meme, but we are the new adults. And we are responsible for creating that new foundation. And if you aren't responsible for it, you end up things like them overturning Roe v. Wade to try to hold on to the little bit of power as they go the way of the dinosaur. You know what I mean? And so she's reminding us here that we're looking for a new foundation. We're on a new vibration. Not only are we looking for a new foundation, we have to build, or at least start to conceptualize or to envision or to imagine what the new would look like, that new foundation that would serve us better. What does that look like? Can we even start to imagine? Can we even start to leave room for that new? Can we even start to leave room for that new vision? Can we even start to imagine something greater, something better than what exists now? Because what exists now no longer is not on the same wavelength as us no more. It's not on the same vibration. So we have to start to build and step out and build something new, one step at a time. One step at a time. You know what I mean? And then she goes back into, you won't break my soul, you won't break my soul. It's a rallying call. It's a rallying call. It's marching orders. You won't break my soul, you won't break my soul. It's reinforcing, it's reinforcing that the power resides in the soul. Turn within and listen to what your heart is saying so that you know which direction to go. Trust yourself, trust your heart. Nobody external to you can break your soul without your permission. So it's a reminder to keep your soul intact, follow your heart, trust yourself, and that will help you understand the vision for the new future, the new foundation, the new vibration that you're stepping onto. Yeah, that's what she's talking about here. You won't break my soul. You won't break my soul. You won't take my soul. I'm telling everybody under the sound of her voice, everybody who is understanding the hidden messages, everyone who can understand and feel with your heart what she's saying, not every word. Let me tell you something about the divine feminine. The main video on this channel is saying your intuition is your superpower. Your intuition is your superpower. The reason why I have that video pinned on the front page of this channel is because it's the most important thing that I need y'all to understand. And not y'all, me. I need to remember it. I need to remember it. It doesn't matter what your mother says, your father says, your brother says, your sister says, your work people say, the TV say, none of that. Book, your intuition is your superpower. And when you see somebody who is in their divine feminine essence giving you messages, they are not going to give it to you intellectually with every single word spelled out, because it's not for everybody to understand that way. They're going to give it to you. They're going to speak to you in beats and rhythms and intuitive hits and heart to heart. So you're going to have to feel what they're saying more than try to intellectualize it. You're going to have to use your intuition to intuit. You're going to have to use your instinct to understand what they're saying if you really want to understand it on this level. It's not every word. And I'm looking for a new foundation. Is she talking about foundation of house? No, that's too intellectual. Feel it. Listen to the song and feel what she's saying and relate it to what's happening in your life. And then you will understand it on a deeper level. Because what she's saying and what she's speaking is not different than what you're experiencing in your life. I'm going to let that marinate for a second. Clink. Cheers. All right. So you won't break my soul. You won't put. I'm talking to everybody. Then you have Big Freedia come back in. Big Freedia comes back and she says, "Release your anger, release your mind, release your job, release the time, release your trade, release the stress, release the love, forget the rest." Why are they saying release? Why are they telling you to release, let go all this stuff? Let go. Let go of the resistance. Let go of the heavy emotions. Let go of the overthinking. Let go of the anxiety. Let go of the what else would it, things that are stifling. Let go of the doubt. Let go of the self-doubt. How would that feel? That's what true freedom is, right? How would it feel to follow your heart? How would it feel to listen to what your heart told you to do without any doubt? How good would that feel? Without any doubt, without any worry, without any stress, without any anger, without any fear, without any anxiety, without any second guessing yourself. Is that not the true essence of freedom? To be able to follow your heart unrestricted? It's a reminder here. Release your anger, release your mind, release your job, release the time, release the trade, release the stress, release the love, let go. Can you let go? In order to move on, to move into that new foundation, to move into that new vibration, you cannot carry the old baggage with you. Bag lady, you gon' miss your bus. You can't hurry up, cause you got too much stuff. When they see you coming, people take off running. Erykah Badu, bag lady, you gotta let it go. You gotta let it go. You gotta purge. You gotta get rid of old stuff. Everybody can't come with you. You gotta get rid of old relationships. You gotta clean your house. You gotta prepare for the new vibration, the new foundation, the new place you're going to. That is a reminder of that. Let go. Can you let go of what no longer serves you? You cannot take it with you. If you have desires to step forward and move into something, you're not going nowhere and you can't figure out why, it's because you have to cut mindsets. You have to release mindsets that are no longer resonating with you, that no longer serve you. You have to release people. You have to release behaviors. You have to release patterns. You have to release traumas. You have to release stress. You have to release doubt. It's so much that you have to let go of to move on, to elevate, to transcend. That is what she's speaking of here. So when people say, well, she say release anger, release your mind. Does she mean go crazy? Then release your job. Here she goes saying quit your job again. Then she say release the time. You're thinking too basic. Look at this. You have to be doing your spiritual work to decode what she's talking about here. She's talking about releasing the resistance that's holding you back from what you truly desire, from what your heart truly desires and designs for you, what your soul is driving you to do. Okay? That's what she's talking about. Erykah Badu been talking about it since 1990. Pack like Badu, bag lady, look that one up. Look up those lyrics. Maybe we'll do a breakdown of that too. But you gotta let it go. You gotta let go of so much. You gotta let go of your old identity. You gotta let go of an old identity. That's the hardest thing. That's the hardest thing. Yeah. Then she goes on to say, you know what? Let me take a little sip. Are y'all picking up what I'm throwing down? You guys know that each and every Friday night we go live. This is week 26 of our Friday Night Lives. I appreciate y'all for joining us live on the kickback. And if you're a part of our replay gang, don't forget to drop this emoji in the chat because replay gang is strong around these parts. So if you're catching us live, appreciate it. And if you're catching us on the replay gang, it's all love. Be sure to chime in on the comments and I'll respond to each and every one. Tonight we're doing a breakdown of Miss Beyonce Knowles Carter, Break My Soul, first track off her 7th studio album, Renaissance, dropping at the end of, I believe, July. Is it end of June or July? But this is the first track, house-inspired, pumping beats, dropped on the summer solstice, the first day of summer and the longest, most light-filled day of the year in the Northern Hemisphere. And we're looking at their lyrics and seeing what Miss Beyonce is saying to the Beehive and to those who have done our spiritual work to this point, who can decode and understand what sis is trying to say, what she's trying to remind us, what she's trying to point out in our lives, right? Okay. So going back into it, so she tells us she asks us a question here: can you let go? Can you release all that is no longer you and that is no longer serving you and is reminding you that that is what's necessary to step into this new vibration and to create this new foundation, to move forward, okay? She says, though, and this is where the divine feminine comes in, because the one thing about the divine feminine that I don't think people fully understand is that the divine feminine creates, but she creates effortlessly. She creates with ease. It's like a baby growing in a mother's womb. There is nothing that the mother has to do to grow the baby. The mother literally has to just rest, keep herself healthy, happy, and chill out. Now, do we all have the luxury of doing that? Obviously not. But the reality is that the mother doesn't have to go in her womb and make the baby grow. The mother just has to be the incubator. And so that's the same thing with the divine feminine. When you are trying to produce something creative, when you're trying to bring something into this realm, when you're trying to birth something to take it from spirit form into physical manifestation, the essence of divine feminine is to do that with ease. To do that with ease. We have Keith in the building. Hey, Keith. Okay. So how is that represented in Beyonce's lyrics right now? I'm gonna let down my hair because I lost my mind. I let go of my mind. I let go of the overthinking. I'm gonna chill. I'm gonna relax is what she's saying here. B is back and I'm sleeping real good at night. She let go all the stress. She let go all the tension because divine feminine produces and creates life, brings forth creations and creates with ease. One thing I'm gonna pause and remind y'all of is just because this is Beyonce and just because I'm referencing divine feminine is not excluding the divine masculine. It's not excluding men. Remember, we're not talking about men and women here. We're talking about divine feminine energy and essence and divine masculine energy and essence. So we're talking about a vibration, an essence of, not the physicality of a man and a woman. That's not what we're talking about here. We're talking about an essence, right? And the way that divine masculine produces is with force and with effort and with brute and strength and intellect and directness and power and push and fire, right? And that is one way to create. But this is a world of polarity and duality, and there needs to be balance, a yin and yang. So what is the balance and the reciprocal of the divine masculine way that we're so used to create? We're so used to producing and creating with force and work and masculinity and mental strength and fortitude and tenacity and go and hustle and grind. But there is another reciprocal way that is just as effective that we need to bring into the picture. And what is that reciprocal? That is the divine feminine. That is the divine feminine, which does just as much creating, but it is done with ease and grace and heart, not so much head, heart, and nurturing and caring and breathing life into, right? And it is just as productive, but we are not used to that. We're still learning how to be in the essence of ease and flow when we create and we produce. And that is the reciprocal of that's how divine masculine and divine feminine work together. And that's why there needs to be an ebb and flow on this plane for us to see the full fruits of both of those essences. The reason why a lot of us are burnt out is because we've only been producing in our divine masculine. And too much of it, the pendulum needs to swing back. And that's why you're seeing folks, the rise of the divine feminine. The issue with the rise of the divine feminine that we see a lot here is that whenever divine feminine tries to become more into equilibrium with the divine masculine, you see the world start to try to clamp down on the divine feminine. Picture the Roe v. Wade situation that we're dealing with now. It's not just a base level thing we're looking at. We're looking at when the essences and the energies try to come back into balance. Divine masculine, toxic ones, not healthy, but the toxic one always wants to control and squelch and push down divine feminine energy, because there's a fear there. There's a fear there. I was thinking about this, and I'm putting a pause on going through the Beyonce's lyrics. I don't know if you guys remember where I see this on the global stage a lot, in more recent times, is we see the Roe v. Wade thing, and we see, and so if you look at, people are talking about the sanctity of life, but then they allow semi-automatic weapons. They won't ban semi-automatic weapons where people are going in and killing, 19 people in a matter of 2 minutes. They won't ban that, but they want to ban, put sanctions on a woman's body and a woman's autonomy and power. So that's an indication of when you see, that's toxic masculinity at play on the global stage, being willing to put the kibosh on a woman, on a divine femininity and our choices there, but not willing to put the kibosh on something that is harsh and masculine, like killing machines, right? And so you're like, but sanctity of life. But if we are really concerned about sanctity of life, would we not then ban both? But you don't see that. So there is a lot of contention around divine femininity. We see this a lot with people's homophobia and hate of gay people, because usually gay people are considered males. You see a lot of males and they have feminine attributes. And so, God forbid, you know what I mean? That's another way we see it. In the olden days, we would see it with a lot of witch burning. If a woman is into her power, is into following her intuition, is into following her, being able to channel and communicate with the divine, then it's witchcraft. And so we're going to burn her at the stake. But that is the essence and the power of the divine feminine, right? Another one that I was thinking about this week that I saw on a global stage was Princess Diana. And I don't know how many of you guys were actually into the royals or knew a lot about Princess Diana, but she was the people's princess. She was the world's princess. And we're talking about England's Princess Diana, Princess of Wales. And she always, what was so different about her and why she was so loved was because she led with her heart. She went into Africa and it was with the people. She went into Eastern Europea and was with the people, the poor people, the impoverished, the sick, the relegated to the fringes. She was with the people. She led with her heart. She did not want to do what the royals did, which was very stiff upper lip and very intellectual and very robotic in the way that they interacted with people and, just cold. She wasn't like that. She was warm. She was emotive. She was loving. She would be with the children in Africa. She would be with the landmines in Africa. And when she wanted to lead with her heart and she no longer let the royal family force her into this very masculine, cold, mental place removed from soul, she ran away and divorced Charles and wanted to be with her lover, Dodi, in Paris. Paris is one of the most loving, sensual, romantic, heart-filled places in Europe. And she ended up getting into a car accident and dying. And the theory there is that they essentially murdered her for her not staying in line. You heard that chime go off when I said that? Did y'all hear that chime? The conspiracy theory is that they essentially murdered her, or did not protect her in a way that she was getting wrapped up in the paparazzi and the frenzy. They threw her to the, put blood in the water and threw her to the sharks because she was leading too much with her heart. So it was essentially a modern day witch hunt. It's the same thing we see a lot on the global stage, the demonization of the divine feminine, the demonization of leading with your heart, demonization of being intuitive and being receptive and being loving and being open and representing that as leadership and having people champion and be behind you. It is a very scary thing to lead with your heart because there's a tendency for there to be a target on your back for doing that. And I feel like Princess Diana was one of the most relevant instances of that people can kind of understand, right? So that's a little bit of background on Divine Feminine. I know we went off on a whole tangent. There. We're already 56 minutes in, and we're about halfway through Beyonce's, the breakdown of Beyonce's lyrics. But I had to go off on a little tangent to explain to you why Beyonce is always representing divine feminine and why it's necessary for us to understand the reciprocal energies between the healthy divine masculine and healthy divine feminine. And notice when we see on the global stage the toxic masculinity attacking femininity, because it is a common thing that we've seen throughout history. And we're getting to a tipping point where people will no longer tolerate that. And that is why we're seeing some railing up of some toxic stuff to try to pull us back into the old ages. But we are setting a new foundation. We're onto a new vibration. We're setting up a new system. We have a vision for new systems, and we are going to hold that vibration and step forward regardless, because they can't break our soul, period. Period. You know what I mean? And so that is what Beyonce is talking about here, dropping this tune on the summer solstice. You know what I mean? So, yes. Another thing you should know about the summer solstice is that the sun, let me make sure I get this right so I don't mess it up. The heart chakra, there is a correlation between the heart chakra and the sun. So again, tying it, looking at all of the little nods to divine femininity, the little nods to spirituality, the little communicating things without using words, but people who understand the patterns can decode the essence of what's being said here. So to drop a song like this that's talking about your soul on the summer solstice, knowing that the soul resides in the heart, and knowing that the summer solstice, the sun, where there's most sun and light in the sky, is also governed the heart chakra, and there's a relation to that. All of that, it's like a bunch of different nods to the same kind of essence that we're saying here. So if you don't know that, you wouldn't be able to pick those up. You wouldn't be able to pick up the hidden messages in Beyonce's lyrics and when the song was dropped and what she's saying there. But I'm just trying to share a little bit so you can see on the deeper level what's being said, and not just the surface level of Beyonce say we burnt out and we should quit our jobs. She said that, yes, but there is levels to this. Don't let them go over your head. You know what I mean? Don't let them go over your head. Okay? So she says, I'm going to let my hair down. I'm going to let go of the resistance. I'm going to let go all of that. I lost my mind. I let go of the overthinking and the over-intellectualizing. And she's leading back with her heart. She's reiterating that again. B is back, and I'm sleeping real good at night, okay? Because we create with ease. We create with ease. pleasure as an accepted form of currency. You guys, some of y'all know I say that a lot, right? So that's what we're saying now. She says the queen is in the front and the dom's in the back. I don't know what that means. The queen is in the front and the dom's in the back. Oh, I kind of have an idea what that means. I think doms is a subset, a sub, like a group of the LGBTQ community. Somebody correct me if I'm wrong on that. DOMS, doms in the back, but I believe that. But I don't think she's saying in the back, literally like behind, but I think she's saying like, you know, it's a whole tribe of us, and we got the front covered and the back covered. We're good. Ain't taking no flicks, but the whole clique snapped. Okay. Right, exactly. So she's saying there that all of us snapped, the whole clique snapped. You know what I'm saying? There's a whole lot of people in the house trying to smoke with the yak in your mouth. Good at night, and we back outside. You said you outside, but we ain't that outside. Worldwide, hoodie with the mask outside, in case you forgot how we act outside. So she's saying, get up, get go. We outside. Get back up, get your vibes going, get your energy back, get your momentum back. And we're going to make this happen. We're going to make it do what it do. You know what I mean? So again, it's going back to that rallying call of take back your power, take back your autonomy. And we getting ready to make this thing happen. And we gotta march in formation. You know what I mean? So I feel like a lot of what she's saying here is another reminder that we outside and we are together, and the whole clique, we're unified in what we're doing. You know what I mean? We're unified in what we're doing. Okay. So moving on, she got it sent. She gonna reiterate. She's back to the chorus or the hook here. I'm not sure which one it is, but one of the two. Got motivation. I done found me a new foundation. Okay. She found the new foundation. Before she was looking for it, then she was building it. Now she found the new foundation, shaking my new salvation. Okay. And I'm gonna build my own foundation. Oh baby, yeah, right? So back to that, setting up that new system, that new paradigm, being a visionary for that. You know what I mean? And getting ready to step out. She said, then back to the rallying call. You won't break my soul. You won't break my soul. I'm telling everybody, when you hear this part in the song, I'm telling everybody, you know, she is rallying up everybody. And those of us who it hits, it's a start. When she starts saying that part, everybody, it kind of like wakes you up. So you're in the vibe of the song, and then all of a sudden she's reminding you, if you can hear me, I'm talking to you. You know what I mean? And some of us won't be able to hear her, and some of us will. You know what I mean? And so I feel like that part of the song is poignant, because I'm always startled by like how many times and how directly she says that, because it kind of snaps you out of the song and realizes that, oh shoot, let me listen to what let me actually listen to what's going on. Okay. And then she says, you don't seek it, you won't see it. That we all know. You can't break my soul. If you don't think it, you won't be it. That love ain't yours. Can't break my soul. Trying to fake it never makes it. That we all know. You can't break my soul. You can have the stress and not take less. I'll justify love. So let me see what she's saying here. You don't seek it, you don't seek it, you won't see it. So I feel like she's talking about alignment here, and not chasing after things, but making more of an effort to align with it. And when you say align with something, you're talking about embodiment. This is a little bit deep and esoteric there. So let me see if I can break this down into something that's a little bit more makes more sense. So when you are listening to somebody speak or watching something on TV, or even doing something like watching an actor or something like that, sometimes you can look at somebody and see that they're acting, or you get the sense that it's not the truth of what they're saying. Something's off, like something's slightly off about it. You kind of feel maybe they're lying, or they're not great actors. They're not a great actor. There's something that's not fully settled within them, and there's not full alignment between what they're saying or what they're doing and who they are. And we can sense that as people. You can kind of sense when people are fake, or you can sense when people are uncomfortable. You can sense things, yeah. And so I feel like she's saying there that you need to work on your alignment with things, and that's how you allow them in. So it's not just saying I want something, but you're bringing yourself up to be aligned and matched with the thing authentically of what you want, so that it can easily come into your experience. I hope I'm trying to say that in a very simplistic way. And how you do that is little by little, little by little. So let's go to like an example. I want to make sure, let me see if I can get an example that makes sense. She says here, trying to fake it, never make it. So authenticity is necessary, meaning you have to align with it, you have to embody it. So you know how people will always say, dress for the job you want, dress for the job you want. And so initially what happens is, like, you want something, you want to align with something, you see a goal and you want to step forward towards it. You do that little by little until there is a breaking point that you get to, that it's almost guaranteed for it, because you are so in alignment, you're so in belief, your doubt has been removed, you're so prepared, you're so ready, your desire matches your belief. You've made room for it to come into you, and that's when you know that you're aligned. That's when you know when somebody is speaking something, you can believe them, because they're not just speaking it from their head. You can see that they live it. You can see that it's a truth for them. You can feel in your heart that what they're saying makes sense to you too. There is truth there. There is resonance there. There is alignment there between what they're saying from their heart to what you're receiving in your heart. That's what alignment is. So people do fake it till they make it, but that make it part means that you fake it, you make the moves, you go little by little until you make it, until it clicks into place, until there is true alignment, there's truth. You are embodying the new space that you're wanting to walk into. You're embodying the new persona. You're into the new vibration. And so that's what alignment is. And you do that little by little. When you see something that you want and you're trying to get into the resonance of it, you do it little by little until it clicks one day that, we're on the same playing field. There's truth there. And so I believe that's what she's talking about here. So talking about not just running it down and chasing it, but aligning with it, calling it in, not faking it, but actually making it. You know what I mean? And believing that you can align with it. And a lot of times that takes that there is people try to do this with discomfort, but you have to try to do it with a little ease and a little certainty, and removing the doubt that it's possible for you, but then just focusing on making the steps and focusing on the process and releasing the doubt, and that will make you align with what you want quicker and faster. I know that's I need to maybe find a way of, I think I need to find a way of saying that maybe a little bit more, like layman's terms. But I don't really know how to explain that any more simply than that. Maybe we could do a live and I could talk to y'all a little bit more about what I'm feeling there. Mixtape Swagger saying that's the key, little by little. Absolutely. It's little by little. And then it's literally, as you do it little by little, there's just a moment that it clicks into place and you can feel it. And how this is why I talk a lot about taking some of the energy away from how you think and putting a little bit more energy into how you're feeling, because how you feel will tell you a little bit more about how you're inching closer to that. Because when you're thinking about it, you're putting up resistance, and there's too much conditioning and programming in the way that we think. And so it pulls us towards what the system and the matrix wants us to do and pulls us away from what our heart is telling us to do. You know what I mean? So you have to put more onus onto feeling into things, feeling if it's the right thing. Does it feel good? Does it feel authentic? Does it feel thrilling to you? Does it feel happy? And going towards that little by little until it clicks into place. So that's what alignment and embodiment is. And you do it, as Mixtape Swagger said, little by little. Yeah? So I believe that's what she's talking about there. Then she goes into, we go round and round in circles, searching for love. Searching for love. Searching for love. Yeah? We go up and down, lost and found, searching for love. Searching for our hearts. Searching for self-love. Searching for the loves of others. You don't fall in love with your head. You don't fall in love with your intellect. That's not how you fall in love with somebody else. That's not how you fall in love with yourself. That's not how you fall in love with life. You fall in love by feeling with your heart. That's why your intuition and your instinct and the divine feminine is so important for everyone. She's saying here, we go round and round in circles, searching for love. We go up and down, lost and found, looking for love, looking for something that lives inside me. Looking for something that lives inside me. You won't break my soul. You won't break my soul. You won't break my soul. I'm telling everybody, you won't break my soul. You won't break my soul. You won't break my soul. I'm telling everybody. She goes back into the rallying call, back into the reminder to lean into your heart. Pay attention. Your soul, your soul speaks to you through your heart. Your soul doesn't speak through you through your intellect. The soul speaks to you through your heart. You might hear it and decipher it through your intellect, but you feel it. That's how you know what your soul is saying to you, truly where your soul wants you to go. I'm telling everybody, I'm taking my new salvation. I'm taking my new life. I'm taking my new vibration. I'm taking my new, paradigm. I'm building my own foundation, got motivation. I done found me a new foundation, a new world. She's creating a new system, a new matrix, letting go of the old dying dinosaur, old way of doing things and moving on to something new, creating something new, being like voyagers. You ever wonder, how they say, America and people came here and we built things and there was nothing here, no roads, no houses, no stores, no systems, no retail establishments. And you always think damn, how do you do all of that? That's essentially where we are right now. Building new from scratch because the old is not serving us. The old systems are not serving us. These baby boomer systems is not serving. They serve to an extent, but they start to crumble around the edges, and it's our responsibility to build the new systems that serve us better. And so that's what she's kind of alluding to here. That's what you building a new foundation. You stepping into the new. You don't just step into if you don't build, you're just going to be stepping into some old shit somebody else built. How's that been? This old stuff that they built for us and put down and said, this, you have to use it. How's that been working for everybody? It worked for a while. You can leverage it. But at a certain point, you have to build your own. Whether it be your family, whether it be your body, whether it be your bank account, whether it be your business, whether it be your career, whether it be your relationships, whether it be your household, whether it be your mindsets, you must build. And building requires being a visionary. Building requires being a visionary and setting a path, deciding which direction you want to go, deciding what feels good to you, deciding the direction you feel like your soul is pulling you in, your heart is pulling you in, your intuition is pulling you in, your instinct is pulling you in. That is how you become a visionary. That's how you know what to build. That's how you get the clarity on what you should be creating. We are here to create. And you're always creating, whether you're creating by default or you are creating with intention. Look around you. What have you created? What have you created intentionally? And what have you created by default? Look around you. Look around you. And that will tell you what you've been creating intentionally and what you have been creating by default. Look at your body. What have you been creating? Look at your relationships. What have you been creating? Look at your bank account. What have you been creating? Cheers. Clink, 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 clink. Okay. Then Miss Beyonce wraps it up. I'm getting fire emojis from Mixtape Swagger in the building. Thank you so much for being here, boo. I appreciate it. Okay. And then Or on to the end. We're at the very end of Decoding the Hidden Messages in Break My Soul, the first house-based release single off of Beyonce's 7th studio album, Renaissance, coming out at the end of this month. Okay? And so we're decoding her lyrics. We're on to the end right now. It says, I'm about to explode, take off this load. Bend it, bust it open, won't you make it go? Yaka yaka. Oh, okay. You know what? I believe this is Freedia. I believe this is Big Freedia doing this part. So Miss Big Freedia is the hype. Miss Freedia is the hype woman, you know, on the tune. So she, you know, you gotta shake your body. You gotta shake that body. You gotta reconnect. You know, we're soulful people. You know, we're soulful people. You know, the body, you gotta feel it in your body. You know what I mean? So I feel like Beyonce's like, come on, we gotta dance, we gotta shake it, we gotta, you know, we gotta remind ourselves of the heartbeat and the drums and who we are. We dance, we move, we connect to the ancestors, we communicate to our ancestors, we communicate to our descendants through through vibration. So bringing that vibration into your body. Oh, they always twerking, they always shaking it, but we're communicating. Look. We're communicating with the ancestors. This is how we do it. We move our body. You know what I mean? And so I feel like that's what's happening. Yaki, 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 yaki. About to explode. Take off the slow. Bend it. Bust it open. Won't you make it go? We're communicating here. You know what I mean? And then it goes back into Freedia, ends out the song. Release your wiggle, release your anger, release your mind, release your job, release the time, release your trade, release the stress, release the love, forget the rest. Again, can you let go? Can you let go of all that no longer serves you? Bad lady, can you let go of all of the resistance, all of the old, so that we can move into the new? It requires letting go. It requires releasing. It requires cleansing, purging. Forward momentum, forward progress, moving into the new requires that you let go of the old. That is one of the hardest things. That is one of the hardest things. And that is why death is a very tough pill for us to swallow, because it is all about releasing the old to make room for the new. You guys know I go live each and every Friday night to reconnect with the Iskels Collective, learning from the collective wisdom of the Iskels community. This is week 26 of our Friday night kickbacks, consistent each and every Friday night from the top of the year till right now. In the dead of the summer, we have a playlist that has all of our Friday night kickbacks on it. So if you want some inspiration, if you want to know what the collective was getting into last week, last month, if you see a subject line that you're like, what was they talking about? Don't be shy. Go ahead and click the live and catch up on all the gems that we be dropping on these Friday night kickbacks, because believe me, the gems is heavy. The gems are heavy around these parts. You know what I mean? So that was our Friday nights. I see y'all in the chat dropping gems. Some of y'all, I'm not interested in what you're saying tonight, so that's why you see me not responding. But for those of you guys who are listening, I see a lot of folks listening on and just listening to us decode Break My Soul by Beyonce. I always have to show her love, and I always have to appreciate what she does. She has grown as an artist, as a writer, as an entertainer. And as I said at the top of the broadcast, if you don't take her lightly, you think that, you know, she's talking on simple, plain terms, but she is always speaking in codes. She is always speaking from the heart. She is always speaking direct from her intuition to yours, if you know how to decode. I appreciate y'all for being here, and I hope to see y'all again next week. And again, smash that like button. It's a free and easy way to support the channel and to support the content. Also, make sure you're subscribed, and if you want to press the notification bar, do that too as well. I will see you guys next week. And our next Friday night kickback will be on to week number 27. If you have any thoughts, any feedback for the hidden messages and Break My Soul by Beyonce. Be sure to leave them in the comments and in the chat. And we learn from the collective wisdom of the It's Cuz community around these parts. So don't be shy. Chime in with your thoughts and your feedbacks. And yeah, Mixtape is giving me the salute. Salute, boo. Thanks for being here. And I will see you guys again next week. Bye, guys.